into a decade-long civil war. They wouldn't have died at each other's hands. I had to fight with my siblings for the throne to survive, resulting in the fate becoming unstable. I suspect the agreement was something my 18th brother intended to use after his ascension. Now, with Black Soul Hall severely weakened, they're of limited assistance. Our strategy remains: win over the hearts of the people of the Great Flame Dynasty using resources. Use the resources I've brought to benefit the common folk. Upon hearing this, the three subordinates began discussing among themselves. We could simply provide charity. That won't work, another interjected. Given the intangible nature of fate, directly pouring resources isn't effective. Why not invest? The Green Flame Town, where Empress is hiding, is a good example. That's too slow, another countered. Our hidden identities mean we can't easily take action. The high officials of the Great Flame Dynasty, the insiders from Eastern Flame Kingdom within the Great Flame, are the highest-ranking officials. They will sabotage our efforts. It's a pity that Black Soul Hall once secretly sent people to the Great Flame amidst chaos. That was a brilliant idea. That fool named by Qinglian unnecessarily provoked such a formidable enemy. He deserves to die. The three kept chattering and discussing, but Luo Fengyuan's mind was filled with images of Xiao Tian and that man named Wu Haobua. How dare he encourage us to provoke the King of Hell? He deserved to have his head burst open by Empress. Unable to stand their incessant chatter, Luo Fengyuan interjected, "Enough. You've been arguing for so long without a solution. Tomorrow, head to the royal city to gather more information, and while you're at it, find out more about this Xiao Tian." As she spoke, a mist rose from Luo Fengyuan's hand, gradually taking the shape of Xiao Tian. Recognizing the familiar face, the three witches exclaimed in surprise. The supreme benevolent sugar baby deity? Luo Fengyuan was taken aback. What deity? The eldest among the three witches explained. "Empress, this Xiao Tian is the husband of the Great Flame Empress and the current prince. He's an ordinary man with a unique, captivating charm that has bewitched the Great Flame Empress, Ziruoyan. He even foiled the plans of Lu Outyin from the Eastern Flame Kingdom. However, he is indeed a good person. The prosperity of Green Flame Town is in no small part due to him. The nickname Supreme Benevolent Sugar Baby Deity is what the city folk have fondly named him." Hearing this, Luo Fengyuan felt a pang of jealousy. Someone got to him before I did. How can I get him for myself, to support me and give me 5 royal children? She imagined Xiao Tian holding her in his arms in front of the Great Flame Empress. The mere thought made her feel elated. No, if the Great Flame Empress finds out I'm supporting him, he might get worried and scared. But what of it? He has already been supported by the Great Flame Empress. Why can't I? With this realization, Luo Fengyuan suddenly stood up. "I've been wrong from the very beginning." The three witches looked at her in confusion. "Empress, what did you get wrong?" With a sweet smile on her face, Luo Fengyuan pointed to Xiao Tian and declared, "I want to support him." The three witches felt a chill run down their spines. "Wait, why are you joining this drama? The revered ruler of the primordial demon kingdom, with the noble blood of the holy demon clan, wants to support an ordinary human man? Empress, are you joking with us?" Luo Fengyuan giggled. "Would I joke about such a significant matter in my life? Do you believe in love at first sight?" The three shook their heads. That's just a made-up thing. But Luo Fengyuan was completely lost in her own world. "Coincidentally, I believe in it." The three were utterly flabbergasted. "Empress, have you chosen to become selectively blind and deaf? You don't know, but this Xiao Tian suits me well. He's exactly my type. Not only is he kind, but he also scolds and punishes me. Oh wow, I can't remember the last time I was disciplined. Don't you think that feeling is wonderful? You need to help me figure out a way to get him. This courtyard will do as our wedding chamber for our wedding night. You can decorate it while you're at it." The three witches felt they had never been so shocked in their lives. Good heavens, Xiao Tian, with his enchanting beauty, has such a terrifying charm. He captivated the Great Flame Empress, who never showed interest in men, and now the Empress, who has always been irritated with men since she was young, is smitten by him. However, at the moment, Xiao Tian looked worried, unable to understand why the female beggar wanted him to support her. It felt so strange. Seeing Xiao Tian unmoving in front of a table full of food, Zhongling sensed something was off. "Prince, what's wrong?" Lu Yan shook her head. "I'm not sure. He's been like this since you went to deliver food to General Zhong. I don't know what he's thinking." Fortunately, at that moment, Zhong Yangming approached with a dish, smiling. "Done. The final 5-colored pagoda dish is ready." Drawn in by the aroma, Xiao Tian turned his attention to the dish. With a confident expression, Zhong Yangming introduced, "Prince, this new dish is crafted from the now famous Green Flame Mountain specialties: Green Flame Pork, Green Flame Lamb, Green Flame Chicken, Green Flame Duck, and Green Flame Fish. The 5 colors are derived from 5 different colored, aromatic mystical herbs which are used as a coating. The meat is first fried, then steamed, and fried again." Xiao Tian leaned in to take a sniff, and instantly his mouth started watering. "Well, Prince, care to have a taste?" Without hesitation, Xiao Tian picked up a piece of meat from the top and popped it into his mouth. As he relished the flavor dancing on his taste buds, he couldn't help but exclaim, "A minister of revenue who doesn't practice martial arts truly makes an excellent chef. With such delicious food, why was I even sulking?" Immediately, he began to devour the food, returning to his old self of heartily eating meat and guzzling down drinks. Zhongling and Lu Yan watched, their eyes wide with astonishment. That's the prince we know. Soon after, Xiao Tian let out a satisfied burp. Zhongling stared at him with a puzzled expression. Noticing her gaze, Xiao Tian inquired, "Is there something you want to say?" Zhongling finally spoke up. "Prince, what were you brooding over earlier?" Holding a cup of hot tea, Xiao Tian responded, "If I tell you, you all must promise not to laugh." The trio nodded obediently. Taking a breath, Xiao Tian continued, "Today, someone asked me to support her. Isn't that strange?" Before Xiao Tian could finish, Zhong Yaoming burst out laughing, causing Xiao Tian to frown immediately. "You promised not to laugh. What are you doing?" Zhong Yaoming quickly explained, "My apologies, Prince. I had some food residue in my mouth and was just trying to spit it out. Please continue." Resuming his story, Xiao Tian recounted his encounter with the female beggar. "I already said I'd help her be self-sufficient, but she insisted that I support her. Tell me, have you ever heard of someone so determined to be taken care of by someone else?" Lu Yan couldn't hold back anymore and burst out laughing, trying to duck under the table to hide. Xiao Tian, visibly annoyed, asked, "What are you doing, hiding your head like that thinking I can't see you?" Lu Yan, still under the table, responded with his shoulders heaving, "Prince, you've misunderstood. I was just stretching after our martial arts session." Xiao Tian abruptly stood up, thumping his chest with a serious expression. "I'm being very serious here. This matter concerns my reputation." Upon hearing this, Zhongling finally broke into laughter. Infuriated, Xiao Tian slapped the table. "Darn it, you little brat. I've been patient with you for far too long." Moments later, from the courtyard came the muffled sounds of 3 thuds. The trio stood with bumps on their heads, mentally grumbling, "It's clearly the prince's fault." With a title like Supreme Benevolent Sugar Baby Deity, who wouldn't laugh when someone asked him for financial support? Shortly after, Xiao Tian, accompanied by Lu Yan, headed back to the palace. On their way back, Xiao Tian suddenly chuckled. Concerned, Lu Yan quickly asked, "What's the matter?" Staring ahead, Xiao Tian responded, "Just reminiscing. It feels so good to be in the light like this. Who said those who dwell in darkness wouldn't yearn for light?" Xiao Tian, feeling rather bored, lay down on his bed. Sensing that the system was possibly upgrading, he lamented not being able to watch any shows. Resigned, he picked up a book and decided to read and accompany his rich wife, the empress, while she worked. Reading the Emperor's Chronicle, he was astonished at the events recorded within. Where did my father-in-law get the spirit stone from the old archive? Did I overlook something? Noticing Xiao Tian's distraction, the empress turned to ask, "What's on your mind?" Closing the book, Xiao Tian replied, "Just thinking." The empress grinned. "Was the meat you brought to the palace last night the famous green flame pork everyone's talking about?" "Yes, even those vegetables come from Green Flame Mountain. It's a treasure trove. With the right formations, vegetables grow incredibly fast there, though it's costly since they burn spirit stones." The empress smiled broadly. "No wonder even last night's fruits and vegetables tasted exceptional. But someone in the court filed a complaint against you. It's one of Lu Outyan's subordinates, accusing you of inflating market prices and taking advantage of the people." Looking disdainful, Xiao Tian responded, "My wife is the empress. File all the complaints you want. I dare you to bite me." At that moment, the empress continued, "However, your green flame pork really is expensive. The Great Flame Treasure Notes actually lists them at 100,000 taels each. Isn't that too much? If you're short on funds, just ask me." Xiao Tian waved his hand dismissively. "It's not simply about the price. It's the principle of scarcity that drives the price up. Raising these pigs isn't easy. I've invested heavily in setting up the formation and feeding them with various rare ingredients. I even had people drive them around to ensure they get enough exercise. Given the unique environment of Green Flame Mountain, the price of the green flame pork is justified." Suddenly animated, Xiao Tian asked, "Your Majesty, can you tell me who this imperial historian is? I'd like to have a word with him." The empress smirked. "Are you planning on reasoning with him, or are you planning to bully him again?" Xiao Tian immediately protested, raising his hands defensively. "Your Majesty, I have no such intentions." The empress, with a teasing smile, replied, "I won't be fooled by you again. Last time, someone from the Ministry of Works accused you of overpricing your liquor. In response, you and Zhongling targeted Lu Shimei, blaming him as the mastermind behind the accusation. This led to him going to the Prime Minister's mansion to apologize, creating quite the commotion. Given the scale of the incident, how do you think we should handle it?" Hearing this, Xiao Tian assumed a submissive posture. "I am aware of my mistakes. Your Majesty, please punish me accordingly." Clearing her throat, the empress playfully said, "All right, I will punish you." "Really?" Seeing Xiao Tian's dejected look, she continued with a smile, "Your punishment will be to inspect Green Flame Mountain and select the best pig. And tonight, you'll accompany me for a few drinks." Xiao Tian's face lit up in joy. "Rest assured, Your Majesty, I will definitely pick the best one. I knew my wife wouldn't really punish me. I must select the best pig to accompany our drinks tonight." But then, a sudden realization hit him. "Wait a minute, green flame pig?" Xiao Tian suddenly began to daydream. Luo Fengyuan was hugging a pig, muttering to himself, "You, Prince, I'd rather steal your pig, you fool. Looking for financial support from you? It's more worthwhile to just steal your pig." Xiao Tian cursed inwardly. "I shouldn't have been so soft-hearted. Now, with the green flame pigs being so valuable, stealing one would mean mean living without worries. Stealing 2 would mean living comfortably for half a lifetime, and stealing a few more would mean immense wealth. Relying on the infamous sugar baby prince for financial support? She's definitely trying to deceive me. She just wants to steal my pigs. Seeing Xiao Tian's distraught expression, the empress asked worriedly, "What's wrong?" Without a word, Xiao Tian flung open the door and ran out, shouting back, "Wait, my dear, someone's trying to steal my pigs." The empress was left dumbfounded. Stealing pigs? Seriously? While Luo Fengyuan was discussing with his subordinates, Xiao Tian burst into the room. The empress was taken aback. Why did he suddenly appear? I'm not prepared yet, and I wonder how he feels about the outfit I'm wearing now. Will he dislike it? Xiao Tian, on the other hand, was staring at Luo Fengyuan's extravagant appearance, lost in thought. He assumed that in just one night, Luo Fengyuan had sold all the pigs and used the money to buy such fancy clothes. Both Luo Fengyuan and his subordinates were puzzled. Can he tell we're from the demon clan? With gritted teeth, Xiao Tian angrily exclaimed, "I thought life must have been tough for you, being a female beggar and all. I didn't expect you to repay my trust like this. You sold all the pigs?" Luo Fengyuan stared blankly at him for a moment, realizing he was mistaken about the stolen pigs, but she couldn't help but think he looks so handsome when he's angry. Smiling, Luo Fengyuan explained, "Why would I? Regular livestock only fetches a small price. This concubine doesn't even bother with such." Hearing this, Xiao Tian became even more infuriated. Only worth a small price? Xiao Tian swiftly pulled out an object from his storage ring, an abacus. "Look here," he said, beginning to calculate rapidly. "In the Imperial City, a green flame pig costs 100,000 great flame treasure notes, equivalent to 100 spirit stones. Selling all the green flame pigs on this mountain would fetch at least tens of thousands of spirit stones." Luo Fengyuan smiled faintly. Tens of thousands of spirit stones are just a drop in the bucket for this concubine. She motioned to one of her attendants, the eldest, bring out the gift. On command, a woman behind her nodded. The next second, a large box filled with dazzling spirit stones was placed in front of Xiao Tian. The woman explained, "The Great Flame Dynasty mainly uses low-grade spirit stones. What you see here are 1,000 medium-grade spirit stones, compressed from spiritual energy, equivalent to 1 million low-grade spirit stones. We offer them to you." Xiao Tian was left flabbergasted. What's going on? She was a beggar just yesterday. How is she now exuding an aura of immense wealth? He scrutinized Luo Fengyuan and her entourage. Is this really the female beggar from yesterday? The bust size seems similar, but in this world, there are countless ways to impersonate someone. I can't just rely on that alone to identify her. I need to be sure. What if they're trying to harm me? Suddenly, an idea popped into his head. Xiao Tian leaned in, demanding, "Have you been deceiving me this whole time? Did you find amusement in exploiting my kindness?" Luo Fengyuan was taken aback by his sudden confrontation, but before she could answer, Xiao Tian's hand swiftly chopped her head, akin to the gesture he made previously. True to form, Luo Fengyuan once again revealed an expression of pleasure, saying, "There were reasons for my actions. This concubine had no other choice." Xiao Tian was momentarily speechless. It was indeed her. After gathering his thoughts, he finally managed to ask, How did this transformation happen? Just yesterday you were a beggar, and now you're suddenly wealthy? What's going on?" Hearing this, Luo Fengyuan grabbed Xiao Tian's arm and led him to a stone bench. She began, "This concubine's surname is Luo Fengyuan. I belong to the demon clan. If there's nothing else, I should take my leave." However, Luo Fengyuan quickly grasped his hand. "There's an urgent matter. I am the eldest princess of Abyssal Ink Kingdom. Our nation faced a great calamity, and my father ordered me to safeguard the royal treasury and seek refuge in foreign lands. I possess limited powers. To restore our kingdom, I need to practice an ancestral technique which requires a male partner. Our encounter yesterday was a test. I need a husband to trust and join me in our mission of restoration. Now, you are the one I've been searching for." Xiao Tian was dumbfounded. Does every citizen in Great Flame possess prophetic powers? Have I truly become the sugar baby deity? How is it that by randomly helping a beggar, I get offered riches and affection? He felt conflicted. "No, I can't become like this." He told Luo Fengyuan, "I am the rightful prince, officially wedded to the current Great Flame Empress. I cannot serve 2 women. It wouldn't be fair to either Ziruan or you. Moreover, money doesn't solve everything. The Great Flame Empress is wealthier than you. Has she ever flaunted it? No. Also, I, Xiao Tian, am not a greedy person. Please take back these spirit stones. Use them as capital for restoring your nation. It's not wise to waste them." At his refusal, Luo Fengyuan's infatuation flared. "What's there to waste? I am much wealthier than that Great Flame Empress. These few spirit stones are nothing." Xiao Tian, trying to remain patient, responded, "As a princess of a fallen kingdom, even if you possess its treasury, it's still the treasury of a fallen kingdom. How wealthy can it be? You might not know, but if we calculate based on the value of these mid-grade spirit stones, the private treasury of the Great Flame Empress would be at least 100 million, Xiao Tian stated. Before his words could settle, Luo Fengyuan opened her secret vault. It was filled to the brim with spirit stones. She responded, "Yet, if we were to evaluate the wealth within this concubine's vault in terms of mid-grade spirit stones, it's several hundred billion." Hearing this, this, Xiao Tian felt a shiver down his spine. Damn, she has outdone herself. It's outrageous. This vault, big as it is, seems more formidable than even my father-in-law's old treasury, not to mention the dazzling spirit stones inside. It does make sense. If she wasn't this affluent, her cup size probably won't grow that big. Turning his head, Xiao Tian addressed Luo Fengyuan. Although you are far wealthier than Ziruoyan, as I said earlier, money can't solve everything. I'm quite comfortable and happy in Great Flame. So, as he spoke, Xiao Tian suddenly raised his hand, looking like he was about to strike. Luo Fengyuan instantly adopted a hopeful, smitten look. However, the next moment, he halted his hand and explained with a laugh. So, you're just too late. And by the way, don't be so naive in the future. Who displays their entire wealth like that? Hearing Xiao Tian's mildly concerned words, Luo Fengyuan felt completely captivated. She covered her flushed cheeks and said sentimentally, this concubine feels even more attracted to you now. Even if rejected 3,000 times, this concubine will not give up. Speechless, Xiao Tian thought, oh no, I forgot about this newly awakened trait of hers. Luo Fengyuan giggled behind her hand before reassuringly adding, this concubine won't make it too hard for brother Xiao. Why don't we spend some time together? Just be normal friends, okay? What do you mean by normal friends? Just normal friends, chatting, talking, regular interactions, but it might take up some of your time. So, how about this concubine gives you 1,000,000 spirit stones every month as compensation for our chats? What do you say? Xiao Tian was left astounded. 1,000,000 spirit stones? My goodness, she truly is a wealthy woman. She's spending lavishly. But no, I can't be corrupted by money. That's the capital you need for reclaiming your kingdom. How can you just give it to me? It's not right. Luo Fengyuan pondered for a moment. Brother Xiao, you love doing good deeds, helping the people of the Great Flame Dynasty, right? But in such a vast kingdom, can you really help everyone? Hearing this, Xiao Tian became a bit agitated. What do you mean? Are you trying to tell me how to do my job? Hearing his response, Luo Fengyuan's quirky side flared up again. Oh, how dare I? It's just a small suggestion. With these 1,000,000 spirit stones, you can assist more citizens of Great Flame. As their lives improve and the nation strengthens, they can also help our Abyssal Ink Kingdom reclaim its throne. Plus, you've always advised this concubine to be virtuous. Isn't this a great opportunity? Please, for the people of Great Flame, accept this. Listening to her, Xiao Tian fell silent. Just for chatting, he could receive 1,000,000 stones as charity funds. Talking isn't as demanding as fighting or killing. He's often idle anyway. Just a bit of talk to benefit the Great Flame Dynasty and repay Empress Ziruoyan seemed okay. He'd make a small sacrifice. With that thought, Xiao Tian picked up the box and said, I accept this on behalf of the people of Great Flame. Seeing him agree, Luo Fengyuan excitedly grabbed his arm. So, brother Xiao, can you chat with this concubine now? Is that okay? Wait, don't cling to me like that. It's too tight and uncomfortable. We agreed to just chat. Why are you getting all touchy? Are you trying to take advantage of me? No, this is too much of a loss. Unless, Luo Fengyuan paused. Unless what? Xiao Tian, with an air of righteousness, declared, you'll have to pay more. Shortly after Xiao Tian left, Demon Clan Empress Luo Fengyuan, looking despondent, leaned against a table. Suddenly, she murmured, it's only been a minute since brother Xiao left, and I already miss him. Her subordinates were left speechless. They thought, our empress is beyond hope now. Just then, two figures uninvitedly appeared in the courtyard. It was none other than the Prime Minister of Great Flame, Lu Outyin, and his son, Lu Shimei. Lu Outyin slowly began, are you the new leader of the Holy Demon Sect? Luo Fengyuan remained silent. Lu Shimei, on the other hand, eyed her captivating form lasciviously. What a stunningly seductive woman. Not just her face, but her figure is outrageously splendid. Suddenly, there was a soft thud. Lu Shimei instantly fell to his knees, covering his bleeding eyes, crying out in pain. The attacker was Luo Fengyuan. With a face full of disdain, she declared, such a nauseating gaze. How dare you look at me that way? The eldest empress commanded emotionlessly, crush this disgusting bug for me. On her command, the eldest zoomed towards Lu Shimei, an overwhelming power emanating from him. Seeing this, Lu Outyin hastily stood in front of his son. Holy Demon Sect leader, what do you think you're doing? The eldest, without replying, directly stomped down. Lu Outyin gritted his teeth, raising his hand in defense. As their powers collided, thunder and lightning echoed above. Lu Outyin was evidently weaker, being pushed back by several meters. He shouted at Luo Fengyuan, new leader of the sect, are you trying to breach the tripartite agreement? Luo Fengyuan silently scoffed in her mind. Who do you think you are? The eldest continued his onslaught. As Lu Outyin tried to fend him off, he shouted, what exactly do you want? Leader of the Holy Demon Sect, the primordial embryo is about to mature. 100 years of planning is at stake right now. Do you wish to see it all go to waste at the last moment? Hearing this, Luo Fengyuan finally commanded, the eldest. Immediately, the eldest halted his attack and stood behind Luo Fengyuan. Lu Outyin, frantic, examined his son's injuries and thought, this woman has gone mad. What does she want? Luo Fengyuan retorted, what do you intend by barging in uninvited? I heard that people from the Holy Demon Sect have arrived in Great Flame. I just wanted to meet. Lu Outyin replied. The second and the third both sneered. Meet? The third added, didn't anyone teach you to knock before entering? Your son is ill-mannered, staring blatantly at our leader. Who does he think he is? Is he worthy? Lu Outyin was furious but knew he had to calm down and resolve the situation. Acting impulsively might ruin bigger plans. He then respectfully said, "What can I do to make amends? Please be clear." Luo Fengyuan pondered for a moment. "If you want this matter settled, it's simple. The legitimate prince of your empress, Xiao Tian, has caught my eye. Whenever you meet him, you must greet him respectfully, not make things difficult for him, and assist him in every way. If anything happens to him, I won't hesitate to turn against the Eastern Flame Kingdom and Astral Pavilion. I won't play along anymore." With that said, Luo Fengyuan suddenly released an overpowering aura, forcing Lu Outyin to step back several paces. What shocked Lu Outyin the most, however, was her demand. He thought, what on earth? This overbearing new leader of the Holy Demon Sect. What is she saying? To save my son's life and resolve this matter, I must look out for that pretty boy. Prime Minister Lu Outyin was completely taken aback. He couldn't help but mentally complain, "Xiao Tian, how blind was I? You're not just any ordinary person. You're a charming man who can turn the world upside down." Admittedly, he is quite handsome and has an indescribable charisma that makes people feel attracted and close to him. Wait, Lu Outyan's face turned red as he realized his own thoughts. He slapped himself hard. What dangerous thoughts am I having? Charming man indeed. Demon Clan Empress Luo Fengyuan shot him a stern glance. Have you made up your mind? Playing the victim won't work on me. Lu Outyan hurriedly agreed. Yet Luo Fengyuan looked down at him, intimidatingly saying, "Remember not to expose me. If the Xiao Tian I've got my eyes on gets away because of you, you know the consequences. Now, get out." Hearing her command, Lu Outyan swiftly carried his blind son and leapt away, seething with anger. This was the most humiliating experience he'd had since he became the Prime Minister of Great Flame. Moreover, he'd now have to greet Xiao Tian with a smile. Back at the Prime Minister's mansion, Lu Outyan was livid. "It's all your fault. You almost ruined years of planning." He furiously threw his son onto the ground. "If I had the time, I'd rather strangle you and have another child." Lu Shimei harbored his own resentment. "It's because of your incompetence that my eyes are now damaged. Sooner or later, I'll kill you, old man." Elsewhere, Luo Fengyuan was daydreaming. She imagined that once Xiao Tian found out about all the things she did for him behind the scenes, he'd abandon Ziruoyan and rush into her arms. Smiling to herself, she muttered, "When that day comes, I might even allow Ziruoyan to be a concubine." Naughty. The eldest looked at the daydreaming empress and sighed, thinking, there's truly no hope for the empress. She's completely lost it. Meanwhile, inside the royal palace's sleeping chambers, Xiao Tian lay on his bed, sighing out of boredom. "I wonder when the puppy system will finish its upgrade. I'm not used to sleeping without its sleep mode." Coincidentally, a system notification came in. "Respected master, system upgrade has been completed." Xiao Tian blinked in surprise. "Finally, you're back." "Yes, master. Sorry for the wait." Shortly after, Xiao Tian's body slowly lifted off the ground, and in the next moment, he found himself inside the system space. A soft, delicate voice greeted him. "Master, how may I assist you?" Xiao Tian was taken aback, for before him stood a young, vibrant, and adorable girl. He stared in astonishment. "Are you Puppy?" The girl nodded. "Yes, master." "How did you turn into this?" Puppy then explained. "I am your servant, residing within you. Over time, I evolved and upgraded, revealing this form. You can understand this as my true appearance. As for my attire, it was formed based on your preferences, which I discerned from your data when the sleep mode was active. I chose this look to please you." Xiao Tian hurriedly defended himself. "What nonsense are you talking about? How could these be my preferences?" Puppy just smiled, her silence speaking volumes. Seeing this, Xiao Tian turned away. "Never mind, I just want to sleep. Remember to activate the sleep mode." Hearing this, Puppy nodded in agreement. With a wave of her hand, an interface appeared before her. She began operating it. "And one more thing, switch from white stockings to black ones." "I prefer black." "And you said you summarized my preferences." "Clearly, you got it wrong." Puppy chuckled softly. "As you wish, master. Everything will be as you desire." Puppy promptly summoned an interface that read, "Sleep mode activated. Protecting master's spirit. Blocking memory nightmares. Memory protection field. Using master's power. Energy at 100%. As soon as the words faded, a barrier quickly arose. After it was set, Puppy looked adoringly at the sleeping Xiao Tian and whispered, "Sweet dreams." Memories falling like meteorites were entirely blocked by the force field. Suddenly, a thought struck Puppy. Are those memories which trouble master's dreams his memories from Earth? Puppy directly accessed the interface to delve into those memories Xiao Tian didn't wish to recall. The scene displayed a massive training base. A young Xiao Tian was seen participating in a competition with his dog. Soon, the leader announced the results. Luo Tian, 9 years old, 27th place. Shou Tian, 10 years old, 8th place. Xiao Tian, 6 years old, 1st place. Despite clinching the top spot, Xiao Tian seemed indifferent, focusing solely on the puppy beside him. The leader, who was also Xiao Tian's adoptive father, approached and ruffled his hair, asking if there was any reward he desired. Xiao Tian shook his head, expressing he wanted nothing. The leader then turned to the puppy. "I heard you train this dog yourself. Very well done." Xiao Tian finally smiled. "He's very obedient and smart. With hard training, he can always be number one." The leader patted the dog, noticing the bond between between them. I've never heard you talk this much about anything before. What's his name? Xiao Tian replied with a soft smile. His name is Puppy, my companion. At these words, the spirited Puppy immediately jumped into his embrace. Watching the harmonious scene, the leader's expression turned solemn. Even though you're young, I think it's time for your first task. Xiao Tian immediately stood at attention, awaiting his orders. To his surprise, the leader handed him a gun. Pointing at his beloved white dog, he coldly ordered, "Kill it." The memory shattered abruptly at this point, leaving the ending unknown. After witnessing these events, System Puppy seemed lost in thought. After a moment, she knelt beside the sleeping Xiao Tian, gently placing his head on her lap. Looking down at him, she softly murmured, "Honored master, I truly cherish this name." On this bright morning, Xiao Tian yawned as he prepared to attend the morning court. He was irritated at the thought of joining the ministers in the main hall to discuss proposals, especially the one about building a welfare institution. He had to wait for Empress Z Ruoyan's approval. If it weren't for the primary sponsor's insistence, he wouldn't have wanted to come at all. That sponsor was the Demon Clan Empress, whom Xiao Tian had only recently met. She gave him 3 million spirit stones every month just for chatting with her. These were to be used to raise his reputation in Great Flame. At this moment, Zhong Yangming and Zhong Lishuang greeted Xiao Tian. Ahead, Lu Outyin turned towards Xiao Tian and greeted, "Greetings, Prince. Did you not rest well last night? I have a calming incense at home which helps with sleep. After the court session, I'll send some to you." Everyone, including the surrounding officials, was stunned. Even Xiao Tian couldn't help but exclaim in surprise. He pointed at Lu Outyin and accused, "What are you up to? Poisoning the incense to harm me? Offering favors without reason? He's either deceiving or stealing. Maybe I should just get rid of him. Too many witnesses here. It's not the right time." But wait, Lu Outyin is essential for Great Flame. Killing him would be problematic for the Empire. And how would the Empress sustain herself? Xiao Tian took a deep breath, forcing himself to calm down. Meanwhile, Lu Outyin was flabbergasted, wondering, "What did I do? Why would I try to please you if it weren't for that crazy woman? Did Xiao Tian really want to kill me? A mere mortal like him, trying to kill me? Who gave him such courage? I need to stay calm." Thinking this, Lu Outyin laughed and explained, "Prince, you misunderstood. I was just thinking of the nation's greater good." He suddenly gave Xiao Tian a thumbs up. "The recent deeds you've done have shown me the kind of person you are. The title Supreme Benevolent Sugar Baby Deity truly suits you." Xiao Tian felt his scalp tingle, thinking, how could you mention that name in front of such a large crowd? He turned his head and sure enough, the surrounding officials were covering their mouths, trying to hide their snickers. Damn it. Soon after the morning session ended and the officials departed, the Empress approached Xiao Tian. "What's with Lu Outyin's sudden support for you? Have you really not done anything recently?" The Empress was puzzled. Could it be that the Prime Minister genuinely values the Great Flame Dynasty and has a changed perspective after observing Xiao Tian's recent actions? With a disdainful expression, Xiao Tian responded, "I'm just as confused. After waking up, I noticed Lu Outyin's attitude changed drastically. Did you not see how brightly he smiled at me before the meeting?" Zhong Yangming was also baffled by Lu Outyin's abnormal behavior, adding, "And Lu Shimei suddenly fell ill at home. I wonder if there's any connection." Zhong Lishuang seemed indifferent. "Regardless, we'll face any challenges as they come." Hearing this, Xiao Tian sighed in resignation, but a moment later, he remembered something crucial. "I need to leave now. I'll come back in the afternoon to accompany you in the imperial study," he said to the Empress as he rushed out. Zhong Yangming quickly called out, "Prince, where are you going? What do you want for lunch?" Without turning back, Xiao Tian replied, "I'm going to make money. I won't be back for lunch." Hearing this, both Zhong Yangming and his wife were utterly confused. What kind of urgent business required him to earn money? The Empress was also puzzled. Had she been giving him too little pocket money recently? He did plan on opening a welfare institution for charity, which must have depleted his funds quickly. Perhaps she should find an excuse to increase his allowance. That night, Xiao Tian was writing in his diary, documenting his experiences in the alternate world. Clear skies. September 15th. The breakfast in the palace remains, as usual, inedible. In the morning, I visited Luo Fengyuan. She insisted on bathing in the hot springs. She also suggested increasing the meal allowance for the welfare institution and even took action on it. I had no choice. Making a sacrifice for a good cause is not shameful. While there, Luo Fengyuan cheerfully asked if I would catch a cold bathing fully clothed. But in the next moment, she looked surprised and covered her mouth. I had a nosebleed. It must be this overly warm and cloudy spring water. Great Flame Log. Hot autumn day, September 16th. On my way out of the city, I bumped into Lu Outyin. He kept smiling, spoke softly, and had a strange look in his eyes. I felt uneasy around him, thinking there might be something off about this man. Tonight, I'll need to activate my closed senses to secretly listen if he's plotting anything. Later, when I reached Luo Fengyuan's residence, she told me she had twisted her ankle. "It's painful. Can you massage it for me? I can give you a tip." I frowned, thinking, how dare she think a mere tip would get me to massage her foot. However, in the afternoon when I handed over 5 million spirit stones to Zhong Yangming, he kept asking where I got the money from. It was annoying. Just use it. I earned it through labor. I thought, he's going to get extra training tonight for all his questions. Great Flame Log. Light rain. Autumn. September 17th. I didn't sleep well last night. Keeping my senses closed seems better, as the external noise is too distracting. Late at night, I often hear unsettling noises, especially from that old lecher Luo Yin. Even at his age, he wants a son. Doesn't he fear his son, Lu Shimei, might